Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Age 2. Sebastian's in our house.
Your hound is a mark of nobility in Ferelden, is he not? I have heard that gaining a Mabari's loyalty is considered the ultimate proof of character there.
Am I only important once a dog says I'm a noble?
I meant no offense. A dog cares nothing for worldly power. The Maker would like to see us learn from them.
And he really likes our dog.
Don't let it go to your head.
Well,
Your armor is very shiny, Sebastian. Doesn't that make you an easier target?
let's go
The light of the Maker is my
help out
armor,
Aveling
Meryl.
with the
I'm not afraid.
problem Imric
Maybe you
keeps
could ask him to make his
showing
armor
up to the guard
shiny.
about,
Then you
mainly by
wouldn't
helping
need as much
Imric.
armor.
Emmerich, you've been bothering the captain.
I've spent the past few years continuing my investigation into the murders of Ninette, Meryn, and the other women. I believe I finally have a suspect. A man called Gascard Dupuis.
If you know he's guilty, do something about it.
Ah, and here we get to the crux of the matter. I cannot lay a finger on Dupuis. When I became convinced of his guilt, I went to the city guard and demanded that they do something.
My men raided that house. There was nothing, and I've heard no end because of it. You were reprimanded, I hope?
Meredith forbade me from continuing my investigation. But she didn't say I couldn't seek outside help.
For those of you that have forgotten,
Yes, unfortunately.
he was the one Templar who ended up meeting in the sewers,
City guard.
who was at that moment getting beat up by thugs because he was
They
investigating
rejected my evidence and dismissed the
murders.
murders as isolated incidents. They don't care either.
I've seen your evidence. Scattered notes, conjecture, nothing remotely usable. You can't expect us to act on your hunches alone. Look what happened when we did.
The guards who searched Gascard's place were incompetent. They didn't know what they were looking for.
Fine, if you insist.
I retrieved a sack of human remains for you. Didn't you show it to the guard?
I did. They said the remains could have been gathered together by scavengers looking for bits of gold and jewelry. They said there was no way to tell if the remains even belonged to the missing women.
I'm sorry, Emmerich, but that's the truth.
That
of it.
might partially also be our
What have
fault,
you learned about Gascard?
because we did take Ninette's ring out of
He's a
it.
reclusive nobleman who's rarely
That
seen outside
might
the
be
state.
entirely our bad right there.
He knew 2 of the murdered women and made inquiries about the others. It cannot be a coincidence.
You're seeing connections where none exist.
Gascard Dupuis is hiding something. I'm convinced of it.
No one else believes you, why should I?
Because you saw the sack of bones. You found Ninette's hand. You can't tell me there's nothing to this. What if one of the women who died was someone you loved? If Gascard Dupuis is guilty, he must be stopped before he kills again.
Then we will investigate Dupuis, if only to put this to rest.
If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. At least I'll know for sure.
I'm not making any promises.
I'll take whatever help I can get. You'll need to go to Gascard Dupuis' estate after nightfall. Please figure out what Dupuis is hiding. If he's innocent, find evidence to prove me wrong. It's just that simple.
Well, while we're here, might as well check in with the herbalist. He's got some other stuff he wants us to
You're
gather
looking
up.
well. My store is much better stocked thanks to you. If you're interested in hunting down more ingredients, I can make other creations. And of course, I'll pay you for your work.
Sure. Just let me know what you need.
Perfect. I have a list of ingredients right here.
Then we're off to Hightown at night. Go investigate Dupuis. odd named Twee or Legion. And whoa. That's some security system he's got here. Demons. These only show up in one of two places normally. Where there's magic or a lot of murder. So I guess we kind of have our suspicions raised for one end. Don't know which one Dupuy is involved in that. Yeah, and we're also rolling with Sebastian on this. Didn't mention that. We have him being with his archery
went to a great deal of trouble for something.
pretty decently spec'd out for the entirety of his personal stats. But because of how he is automatically put stats into for his attributes instead of abilities, there are things he can't do simply because how the computer statted out him, which is a little annoying, mainly because he can't open all treasure chests, but not much we can do about that.
Why would Gascard be inquiring about escaped mages from Starkhaven?
And we're finding a lot of notes so far that seem a bit suspicious. First one seemed like some type of supplies. Don't know what type of supplies, but obviously can't be that good if it's hidden on a note. And
I think these have been used in blood magic.
that's definitely not good. I mean, sure, we're running out with Marrow, who does blood magic basically every day, but she knows how to control it. And the apology Meredith presented
I remember this.
for the raid.
Gascard made a big fuss about the raid. Perhaps these belong to a family member.
A set of 3 beds, possibly servants' quarters. We don't know. So,
Help me, please!
this is a compromising position to find someone in.
You're not him. Shit, I know what this looks like, but I didn't hurt her.
Do you take me for a fool?
No, I didn't mean... I don't know why you're here, but there's a killer out there, and I think he's playing us both. Just let me explain.
If I hear anything I don't like, you're dead.
Several years ago, my sister was murdered. The bastard's now in Kirkwall, killing again. The same way he killed my sister. It starts with a bouquet of white lilies. He sends them to each new victim. Alessa was going to be next.
That does sound
I
familiar.
took her, so he'd have to come to me.
White lilies
I
have
was
shown up
finally going to
in
face my sister's killer, but
basically
then you showed up.
every case.
He's lying! He hurt me!
I've explained this. I need your blood to track you down.
But
if he took you, it was for
so
your
far,
protection.
no one else has noticed that, so he could be lying.
She'll go straight to the city guard. They'll ruin everything.
I could report you to the Templars for blood magic.
Yes, I've used blood magic and lyrium to augment my
That
powers.
would be probably the shipment.
I'm not proud of
Lyrium.
but I had to. He took my sister
Which is
from me.
strange considering he was able to get that.
Can't you just tell the
That
city guard
normally
what you
has
told
a
me?
pretty tight lockdown by the Chantry.
Can't you?
Why? I don't want him arrested. This isn't about justice. I need to be the one to bleed him dry.
Selfish little shit. How many of you risked by keeping this to yourself?
Emmerich was certain you were the killer.
Of course he was. But I was trying to find the killer just like him. Our paths crossed and he just assumed I was the murderer.
It did seem like Emmerich was jumping to conclusions.
He's dedicated. I'll give him that.
Who killed your sister?
A powerful and experienced blood mage. I believe he uses the women for some ritual. His victims are attractive, healthy women with few social ties.
You're lying.
Well,
and I don't
we got
like
information.
liars.
No. I've worked too
And
hard.
he hasn't turned it
can't
into the
enter.
guard. So we kind of have to deal with that. Oh, yeah, that is one of Meryl's new abilities. In case an enemy in stoned, he basically stun and lock them in place. It causes some things to glitch out a little bit, like his animation for teleporting away to not play, and he just kind of pops out of existence. This is basically a little gauntlet of sorts. We have to follow him around his house, killing enemies on the way. It's fairly well done. The main issue is the fact that it's mostly busy work. Because these aren't challenging enemies for us. So it's run into a room and kill some things. Otherwise, nothing happens.
I'll deal with it.
But we do get to see the rest of what this place looks like, which is one of the reasons why I did this. Other reason is because he's
Not going to happen.
kind of dumb.
I don't want to do that.
He had information about a killer and kinda just kept it to himself instead of trying to assist the guards, which would have made sure that he didn't end up in this position. And based off some of the enemies here, the abominations can only be done with a human host being taken over by a demon. So yeah, he's done some pretty bad things at this point. So we kind of are in the right to kill him. And he finally makes his stand here in the, I guess, dining room, banquet hall. But while we take care of these four, they kill him. I guess we should go back to Emmerich and tell him what's going on. And
Have you heard the chant of light?
that's not
That's the
Emmerich.
song they sing at the Chantry, right? It's pretty, but a little repetitive.
Then you know the story. how Andraste became the Maker's divine bride and convinced him to offer us a second chance.
Right, but I never understood why she had to die.
Her mortal husband betrayed her out of jealousy.
But if he wanted her to spread her faith, couldn't she do that better alive?
The Maker gave us free will. By his betrayal, Mafarath showed us that men were not yet worth saving.
I don't know. It's a nice story, but I think it's got some holes.
Aren't you Hawk? Emmerich left not long ago. He said you'd arranged to meet tonight. There was no such
And
arrangement. But you
Emmerich
sent him a message.
is
I still have it
being
with me.
dumb.
I didn't send this. You didn't? Strange. Well, I don't know. Emmerich's been acting strangely for months. It's probably just a misunderstanding.
Well, guess we gotta go save Emmerich from himself in a place called Blind Alley. He really needs to get some smarts. And okay, now he needs to get some medical attention.
Let's finish this!
Sadly, even with all our potions, we can't.
Go down!
But Emmerich went into what is quite easily able to be spotted from miles away as an ambush.
Get back!
And is dead because of it. And if you're not seeing how Aveline's health basically isn't moving, even though she was surrounded by about 6 enemies, it's kind of why she is the best thing. Especially with the couple of armor grade upgrades we picked up for her so far.
Some mage sent that thing here to kill him. Why would anyone... Oh, Maker. The murders. Emmerich was right. He was getting too close. He suspected a man named Gascard Dupuis. Did he do this? I killed Gascard. Then who sent the creature? Whoever did this is a dangerous apostate that Meredith will want found. I will see to it personally.
My guardsmen will find Alessa, the woman who was with Gascard. She might still be in danger.
Thank you for your help in this matter. If you learn anything more, please come to me.
Well, that wasn't what I was expecting. But see you next time.